Now, victims of the Mradi gas explosion tragedy in Embakasi East have called out the government for failing to honor its promise for monthly stipends in the wake of the tragedy. The government had promised the victims an allowance of 6,000 shillings monthly for 3 months to enable the victims to get back on their feet again, a promise that the government is yet to fulfill. Indaya is one such victim whose life was turned upside down following the fire in which she sustained second-degree burns. Mary Mwoki caught up with her and highlights her plight and that of hundreds of others.
Over a month after the February 1st gas explosion at Mradi area in Embakasi East, and although some of the residents are picking up the pieces and rebuilding their lives, a special set of people here still live with visible scars of the tragedy. We caught up with Indaya at her house, just a few meters from where the incident happened, and her face is a study in pain. Her right hand and leg sustained second-degree burns in the tragedy that nearly claimed her life. Betty ended up admitted in hospital for over a month as doctors raced around the clock to save her life. The memories of that fateful day still vivid in her memory.
February yote. Bill sasa babu alikuwa amesema atasimamia bill. Sasa siku ya kufanywa discharge bila tu huyu ndi mzee wangu. Bila tu alikuja sisi tukapewa tu hiyo discharge sama tukatoka.
Betty, who used to run a small grocery shop before the tragedy, lost all her stock in the fire, and the burns she sustained have immobilized her, forcing her husband to leave employment to take care of her. A decision that is hurting the family economically. A once industrious lady who worked hard to eke out a living, her days now revolve around clinic visits and hours of endless pain, as the medication she gets from the clinic does very little to numb her pain.
Kitambo mimi nilikuwa ninaamuka naenda soko, nakuja nafanya kazi zangu hapa kwa nyumba, narudi naenda nauza mpaka masaa fulani. Juu sasa hata hakuna kitu naweza fanya. Hakuna kitu naweza fanya, hata kuoga siwezi.
Ni bado ni juu haiwezi fanya kitu. Nikirudi jioni ndio niwapange. Nikitoka asubuhi nipange mdogo.
At the Embakasi Health Center, we meet dozens of other victims of the fire tragedy who come here daily for wound dressing. Due to the sheer number of them and the limited human resource at the health center, they wait in line for hours each day, meaning they cannot engage in any meaningful economic activity. The nature and degree of their burns require cleaning and dressing on a daily basis. Some of the victims are in desperate need of financial help and question why the government has not fulfilled its promise to pay them monthly stipends until they are back on their feet.
Pesa hapana, mimi sijaipona pesa. Labda tu ile babu alitupea huko akatuambia kuja kununua kama ni chakula.
By the way, MP amengangana. Ametungangania sana. So upande wa government ndio hajapata usaidizi wote.
Spokesperson, that is Isaac Mwaura, did promise us that he was going to give rent to these victims for 3-4 months. But up to date, the government hasn't done anything. We've filed a suit in court, a plaint that is going to seek for compensation for damages that were caused to my residents.
The residents' only hope for now rests on the petitions filed on their behalf by Francis Mradi and another filed by their area MP Babu Owino seeking compensation for damages incurred. The two suits seek to hold NEMA, the Nairobi City County, the Attorney General, Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Maxis Nairobi Energy and the Ministry of Energy liable for the fire tragedy. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.
So here's a conversation we're about to have. So the Council of Governors